On today's edition of Hammer's Law, we're going to look at what is a movie copy right and what is a movie copy wrong.
All right, Darryl, today we are focusing on copyright and specifically how it works in the world of movies. Are you a big movie fan?
Yes.
Okay. So what's interesting about copyright protection is that it does protect your movie idea, but that doesn't mean that others can't make something very similar to the movie you made to try and cash in on your success.
Right.
A long history of people making rip-offs to hit movies, and they even have a nickname. They call them mockbusters.
Mockbusters.
So your challenge today, Darryl, is I'm going to show you a movie poster for a rip-off or a mockbuster, and then I'm going to read you the plot description from the Internet Movie Database, and then based on those two things, the poster and that description, you have to tell me what movie you think they're ripping off.
Okay.
All right? You think you'll do well with this one?
I'll try my best.
I think you do. Okay. So you can go ahead and click to the first one. I think you're going to guess this one right away, but just belabor me here. The description is, a fat, lazy panda named Zebo dreams of becoming a master of martial arts, but is stuck as a mere cleaner for a dojo. Little does he know that an evil tiger has plans to take over the kingdom and he must stop him. What do you think? What movie is this ripping off?
Obviously, Kung Fu Panda.
It's absolutely Kung Fu Panda. I knew you'd probably get this one because I remember you
It's
actually...
one of my favorite movies,
Yeah.
actually, because when you have kids and you watch a lot of these, but I love that the hero here is not the normal hero.
Buddy, I am the Dragon Warrior.
So great movie, maybe not so great ripoff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is called Simba the King Lion, The Final Battle. The description is, Simba yearns to visit the top of the mountain in order to catch a glimpse of the savannah where he was born. They discover that the King of Eagles has been flying around the peak of the mountain, hoping to meet Eagle King. Simba and Bugshot travel up the mountain, encountering dangers along the way.
So it's The Lion King.
100%.
Yes.
It absolutely is The Lion King. And that's not the first time. There's actually people that have accused Disney of stealing the idea for The Lion King from a different movie from Japan.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So yeah, a long journey for that one.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one is called Bone Alone. When a family visits Grandma's house on Christmas Eve, they leave their dog at home alone, and when burglars try to take the presents from under the tree, the dog must use every trick it knows to stop them.
So I'm thinking Home Alone,
100%, you are absolutely right.
and that
Yeah,
became an iconic movie.
Yeah, and this one, even that picture of the dog even has the hands on the side of his face the same way Macaulay Culkin does.
Wow.
They were trying very hard to remind you. The next one is called Metal Man. Kyle Finn has the ultimate combat machine, a metal suit with superhuman powers, and he uses it to defend the good and fight evil. The evil comes in the form of Reed, his ninja henchman, and the mecha terror robot. Has the Metal Man finally met his match?
Iron Man.
Yes, of course it's Iron Man. It's so obvious. That poster is so obvious. Yes, good job. All right, so we're going to move into another big tent pole with this
Okay.
next picture. The Fast and the Fierce. The description is, when terrorists plant a bomb on a commercial flight, the passengers aboard the plane must fight to keep the plane in the air and all the passengers alive. The bomb is rigged to detonate whenever the plane dips below 800 feet.
Okay, I have a confession.
Okay.
I know the answer, but I know there's a series of 3, 4, 5. I've never seen the movies.
Okay, well, what's your guess?
Fast and Furious.
Fast and the Furious. Well, so before you do that, I'll tell you, I know you said there's 3 or 4 movies. There are 9 Fast and the Furious movies.
Wow.
So, yeah, so there's quite a few of them. But that's your guess. Let's see if you're right. 100% you are right.
And I've never seen it.
Yeah. So, and you know what's weird about this one is you saw that picture. It looks like Fast and the Furious, but Fast and the Furious is about cars. That description had no cars in it. That was all about a plane. So I don't know why. They're just trying to get people to watch their movie.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay, so moving on to the next one. It is called Captain Battle Legacy War. And the description is, Sam Battle is injured during his tour of duty in the Gulf War. He loses an eye and is near death. His good friend Brandon Storm, who is a scientist, injects him with a secret serum that he's been developing that will save his life, but the side effects are unknown. What do you think?
Well, I'm sure it's Captain America.
What else could it possibly be?
Yes.
It absolutely is Captain America. The funniest thing is that on the poster for Captain Battle, it says, from the famous comic book. I've never heard of the comic book Captain Battle before.
No, I haven't either. Wow.
Yeah.
It's not a very good ripoff.
Yeah, and it clearly very cheap. All right, so we'll move to the next one. This one's called Spider's Web, A Pig's Tale. The description is, Walter is a pampered pig who enjoys free food, a posh pen, and a flattering entry in the exclusive Barnyard social registry. Walt's best friend is Tiffany, a tough-talking spider who gets little respect and few handouts. What do you think this one's a?
Charlotte's Tale.
Charlotte's Tale. We'll go ahead and click. You are very close.
Oh, Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web, but yes, you absolutely guessed right. Yes.
Which is a cute movie.
It is, it's very cute.
I haven't seen A Pig's Tale, but Spider's Web, but Charlotte's Web's a cute movie.
I'm going to assume that you've seen the better of the two. That's my guess. This is called Help, I've Shrunk the Family. A lonely 9-year-old boy makes a new friend when he discovers a magical little man inside of a cupboard, but when one of the man's spells goes awry, the boy's entire family is shrunk down to 4 inches in height. Yeah. What do you think?
Honey, I've Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is 100% right.
Yep.
Okay, so this next one is really funny. This picture's great. The Amazing Bulk.
Well, we know what this is.
Henry Howard works as a scientist in a military lab trying to create a superhuman formula, but with little success. Henry tests the formula on himself, inadvertently transforming himself into a purple rage monster and leaving him at the mercy of those who wish to exploit his newfound power.
The Incredible Hulk.
100% correct.
So it's interesting because when I grew up, Lou Ferrigno, who used to be a bodybuilder, did the Incredible Hulk series, and he was always one of my heroes, and I did get to meet him. But what's amazing about him is he's legally deaf, and he talks. It's great. I mean, he's a great success story, and he was talking about he didn't let any of his disabilities prevent him from achieving his dreams. So, love the movie, love him. That's a good story.
Okay, so our next one is called A Car's Life, Sparky's Big Adventure. The description is Sparky's an adventurous young car trying to find his own road through life. He repeatedly follows the deceitful diesel into problematic situations. What do you think this is a reference to?
Cars, but I can't think the exact title, but it's not a good replica.
Well, that is the title. It is just Cars.
Yep,
And
Cars.
you are absolutely right. It is not a very good representation.
No, not at all.
And it turns out there's a bunch of those. The Cars Life movies.
Yeah.
They've made like 6 or 7 of them to cash in. So, all right, so we go to the next one. This one seems pretty obvious to me. It's called Finding Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's called Two Friends, Muggles and Joy, spread faith and hope in a number of isolated encounters which reinforce basic biblical values. That's not a very good description.
No.
What do you think? What do you think this is?
Well, this is Finding Nemo.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear. Yeah, this one's Finding Nemo.
Similar artwork. I mean, it looks almost like Dory, so.
Yeah, I mean, the artwork's not terrible. It seems like they could have tried harder to disguise that they were stealing the idea, for sure. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. It's called Bug Bites, An Ant's Life. The description is, Fang, Rose, and Dee Dee helped the young Queen Joe to build a new anthill while avoiding the sinister geckos and keeping Sal Caterpillar out of trouble.
A Bug's Life.
Yep. So technically you could have had 2 answers that would be right. A Bug's Life is one, but there's also a movie called Ants that came out the same year.
Oh, okay.
So both, I would have accepted.
But I thought Bug's Life was a cute movie.
Yeah,
I think all
sure.
these are good movies.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll go to the next one. It's called What's Up, Balloon to the Rescue. You know what? I don't even need to read you the description. Do you know what this one is, Darryl?
Yes, it's Up.
It is absolutely Up.
Good afternoon. My name is Russell.
But for anyone who does want to see it, a group of scientists try to be airlifted via hot air balloon attached to a house. Very huge ripoff. So moving on to the next one. This is called Atlantic Rim. When giant monsters crawl out of the Atlantic Ocean and attack the eastern seaboard, the US government is forced to trust a trio of mischievous soldiers specializing in piloting gigantic robots.
Yep, Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim? It's literally the exact title. They just switched the ocean.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's, man, they're really brazen.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think some of these just came out and no one ever sued them. No one ever had a problem. Okay, so let's go to the next one. AVH, Alien versus Hunter. A galactic hunter chases down his deadliest prey in the universe.
So I'm just thinking aliens.
Can you think of another science fiction franchise about an alien hunter?
Oh, Predator. Aliens versus Predator. That's right.
Bing,
Alien versus Predator.
Yep. Yeah, that one wasn't. You could even, when you look at the poster, you could see how much cheaper the costumes for the alien looked.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Next up, I think you're going to guess this one. Tomb Invader.
Yeah.
Archaeologist Alabama Channing is recruited by a mysterious billionaire to help find an ancient Chinese relic. What do you think?
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. There it is. Not even trying. They even made that one rhyme.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was also the star of the Marvel series.
All right. So go to the next one. Transmorphers. A race of alien robots have conquered Earth and forced humanity underground.
Transformers. I love this movie.
Yep. Literally, all they did was switch the F and the M. Transformers, Transmorphers.
Pretty wild.
Man, can't believe they didn't get sued for that. Okay, next one, snakes on a train. With only hours to live, a woman jumps on a train headed for Los Angeles. Unfortunately for the passengers aboard, they're now trapped, soon to be victims of flesh-eating vipers.
Ooh, snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane. The greatest role from Samuel L. Jackson ever. Yeah, this one didn't even try. Again, another form of mass transit that rhymes with plane. All right, next up, the Da Vinci Treasure. An anthropologist must unlock the code hidden in the works of Leonardo da Vinci in order to find the greatest treasure ever.
Gosh, I can't think of the title, but the Da Vinci Code, right?
There it is, the Da Vinci Code. They literally, even in the description, said you find a code. Yeah, they tried very hard. So that one was easy because Da Vinci, you can't copyright the name Da Vinci because it's a person. So you can get that one with no trouble.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. Rise of the Black Bat. After a crime boss has Tony Quinn blinded by acid, Tony is given the ability to see in the dark like a bat. He takes the guise of the Black Bat to see to it that crime does not pay.
Batman.
What else could it possibly be, right? Yeah, I think technically that one came out when The Dark Knight Rises came out.
Dark Knight Rises, yep.
Yep, Rise of the Black Bat. Whew, man, I can't believe DC didn't go after them. All right, so the next one you're definitely gonna know. Top Gunner Danger Zone. US fighter jets are attacked by a squadron of mysterious warplanes and a deadly battle ensues.
Top Gun.
Top Gun, yeah. Well, technically it's Top Gun Maverick because it came out when
Oh,
the
I
new one
left out
came out.
Maverick, okay.
But yes, but you still get credit.
Yep.
All right, this next one you're definitely gonna get. It's the most generic title in the world. Okay, so the description for Ape versus Monster is an ape lost in space crash lands back to Earth. The vessel oozes a sludge that triggers massive growth in both the ape as well as a passing Gila monster. Their paths cross again, leading to a giant brawl. What do you think?
King Kong versus Godzilla.
King Kong versus
Or
Godzilla.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Yep, exactly. They thought they were going to trick us by just switching the order.
Yep.
You haven't fooled us, buddy. All right, so next up, so this one's called Paranormal Entity, and it says, prepare to see what is allegedly the actual footage of supernatural events leading up to the 2008 murder of Samantha Finley. Do you know what this one's a reference to?
No, but I'm going to go with the word paranormal because they've been stealing the words, but I don't know the other word.
Well, then I will give you 50% credit. The answer is Paranormal Activity. Yeah, there was a whole franchise. I think it was 6 or 7 of those that came out once a year for.
Wow, did they do well?
They did very well, and they were cheap because they shot them on home cameras, basically. So yeah, it didn't cost a lot of money.
Wow.
All right, so next up is called The Punished. The description is Wolfgang, a professional mercenary for hire, is thrust in the middle of a local dispute. When he develops a friendship with a young orphan, he's torn between his loyalty to money or defending the innocent.
So right away I wasn't getting it, but I'm thinking The Professional because that sounds similar.
It does sound so. Well, go ahead and click. You're super close. It's actually The Punisher.
Oh, Punisher. No, I'm thinking a totally different movie.
All right, so moving on, you're definitely going to get Triassic World.
Oh, yes.
Do you even want me to read the description? I think you could probably guess this, right?
I watched this yesterday, the one in 2015, Jurassic Park.
Technically, I think it's Jurassic World.
Jurassic World,
But yes,
right.
Jurassic Park is where it all
That's
started.
the one I saw.
For sure. Oh, that's a great movie. Great movie. All right, so move on to the next one. This one is
Frozen
called
Land. Well, we
Frozen
know
Land.
what this is. Well, these aren't, how are they not getting sued all the time?
Well, so it's funny you mentioned that. I'm going to read the description first. It's super short. It says 3 young Inuits set off in search of a promised land to save their clan from starvation. Now, this movie was originally called The Legend of Sarila. And then, because they realized it took place in the snow, and there was this huge Disney movie called Frozen, they changed it to Frozen Land, and then they absolutely did get their butts sued by Disney, so they had to change back to the original title.
Wow.
So yeah, this is one of the few on the list that actually they got sued and they had to change their name.
Okay.
All right, so the next one is called Allan Quartermain and the Temple of Skulls. Allan Quartermain has been recruited to lead an expedition in search of a fabled treasure deep within Africa. What do you think?
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom? Who's in the Temple of Doom?
Harrison Ford.
Yes, I just meant the character, but yes.
Oh.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Technically,
Jones.
I think it's the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull only because
you're
it says
right.
the Temple of
You're
Skulls.
right. You're
So I
right.
think it's mixed together.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. Okay, so we can go to the next one. It's called Tappy Toes.
Tappy Toes.
Raised by 2 brown flappers, Pingo the penguin discovers the power of tapping shoes. What do you think this is a
Happy Feet.
Happy Feet? How could it be anything else? Again, rhyme, happy, tappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I saw a little bit of this one. It does not hold up in comparison to Happy Feet. All right, and then the second to last one, Alice, the Darker Side of the Mirror. In 1905, a teenage Alice has just moved to the Pacific Northwest. She follows a mysterious man down a rabbit hole, leading her into Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Well, yes, but technically Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is the second of the Disney movies.
Yeah, I
It
wasn't
came out.
familiar with this. But
Yes,
okay.
that's absolutely what it was ripping off.
Yeah.
This came out when the second one came out because the first one was so popular.
So this is the Johnny Depp one.
This is the reference to the Johnny Depp one. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and then our last one, there's no way you're not going to get this. Ratatoing. Marcel Toing, owner of the best restaurant in Rio de Janeiro, must go on missions to steal ingredients from human restaurants to keep his meals the best.
Ratatouille.
This is the most blatant ripoff of all of them.
Yeah.
It's not even a real word. It's just a word that
He's
sounds
dying
like
to
the
become a
title.
chef. What a great story.
I think there was maybe one that you missed, but you got almost
Well, I think
every
I
single
missed
one.
a couple because I'm not into the horror thing, but yeah.
But here's the thing. What that tells us is that these are obviously blatant ripoffs because you knew every single one of them without
Right,
having seen the
just-
film,
right?
And yet, only one of them got sued. All right, so keep that in mind, kids. If you're going to go make a movie, you can make it a like. You can make it a lot of like. Thank you, Darryl, for weighing in
All right.
this ridiculous challenge.
My pleasure.
We'll see you again soon.